breaking news: Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul will officially be a sanctioned fight. Uh, I give credit to Michael Benson on Twitter for breaking this news right now. Um, yeah, I mean that's major. You know, a lot of people were kind of clowning the situation in regards to the Mike Tyson fight. Now again, I don't know how to take this fight. To be honest, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, and I just feel like it's whatever. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson's 58 years old. However you feel about the fight, it is what it is. But the rules of the fight have been determined, and it will officially count against their respected records. But there's rules to it. I think I'll tell you right now, we'll break it down. I'm gonna have my man Marco come on right now. But officially,
I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson's rules have been confirmed. Officially sanctioned fight, sanctioned professional fight, which Jake Paul was asking for because people were like, they don't want to see this BS and they're tired of the shows. Knockouts are allowed, which is big. We all know Mike Tyson for being a furious knockout artist, and we wanted to make sure, and there was rumors out there that Jake Paul wouldn't be allowed to get knocked out and things of that nature. But apparently, they have allowed knockouts in this situation. Let me bring in the legend real quick. My man, Marco, the legend. What's good, Marco?
Man?
I'm good. Man. I see you everywhere. You're breaking records. You're doing model shoots. I mean, guy, you're doing your thing, man. What's good?
I wish I was making that kind of money to be breaking records, but
you're in Brooklyn. You're living in Brooklyn, man. So I don't know. You're definitely making more money. You know what I mean? So what's up, Marco? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. So check it. Just a few minutes ago, Michael Benson broke that the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson rules, official rules, actually will be a sanctioned fight. Now, let me give you a rundown of rules before I get your opinion on this situation, Marco, because I really do respect your opinion. It will officially be sanctioned. It will count against their respected records. Okay, the results will go on official records. Knockouts are allowed. It will be 8 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce gloves, and no.
Wait a second. 8 2-minute rounds and 14-ounce gloves.
14-ounce gloves and no headgear.
But it's gonna go on their record.
And it's going on their record. Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
This is being reported by Michael Benson and has been released by ESPN. What's your take?
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, how so?
Pro rules. Unless you're in women's boxing, you do not do 2-minute rounds ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
And unless you're in an amateur fight, you don't wear 14-ounce gloves ever.
Okay.
So this doesn't make any sense. Those are exhibition rules you just read. How is that a pro sanction fight?
I mean, that's what they're saying right now. They're saying that it is that's how they're, I guess maybe they're making an exception because of his age or whatnot. I mean, I don't know, Marco, like it's that's what they're saying right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's an exhibition then, as far as I'm concerned. Exhibition rules. I still think Mike's going to go at him, but
100%. But originally there was going to be no judging. It was going to be the only way you can win is by knockout. That's the only thing that's not clear on there. And I don't think I don't believe that Mike or him are going to go out for the knockout. To be honest,
I do. I think Mike is. Yeah, I spoke with a good friend of Mike's, childhood friend, a Customato disciple as well, and I also spoke with Zab, who's also friends with Mike, Zab Judah, and they both said that Mike has been very clear, saying that he is going for the quick, vicious knockout.
Really? I mean, last I seen, somebody told me that Jake Paul's walking around right now like at 230, solid.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him. He's juiced. He's definitely juicing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he's on steroids. Jake Paul.
Wow.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. 230, that's a lot of weight, a lot of muscle.
Because, like, look, you could put on 30 pounds of muscle without being on steroids, but his jaw looks like, he just looks like he's on juice.
Really? I mean, so I've had concerns about Mike. Mike is 58 years old. This is not something that he does.
57, but he'll be 58 in 2
Oh,
months. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Mike. He'll be 58 the day of the fight, right?
yeah, he'll be 58 when they fight. Yeah,
He had another stipulation that he had to pass an EKG in order to make this fight happen. So if he can't pass that, he won't be able to do the fight, right? I mean, you're a way older man. I don't know if it's ever been a fighter to have a sanctioned fight at his age, which is going to be at the time 58 years old.
right.
And, you know, people were laughing at it, and again, I had made a blog, and I think you was on, and I was like, Netflix to get off to introduce boxing to their platform like this is kind of suspect, and I think they did receive a lot of criticism because they want people to respect them. They actually even put on Amanda Serrano as the undercard, if I'm not mistaken. But
Okay.
it seems like Netflix is trying to do the right thing with this card, and now putting it into a sanctioned fight because people were like, "Yo, we want to see something that counts." So you're telling me right now, Mike Tyson is actually taking this serious? Like he's legit taking it serious?
I mean, I haven't spoken to him, but I've spoken to people very close to him, and they've both said both their stories corroborate with each other.
Damn, I didn't know that. Like,
Is yes, he's going to knock him out.
so you got Mike winning the fight, 58 years old and all.
I didn't say that. I just said that he's going to try to knock him out.
Oh, okay. I think so. So what do you think is going to be the? I mean, the 2-minute rounds. I think it's in Mike Tyson's favor. You don't got to do 3. You know what I mean? I think that plays in his favor. You have to get out to a quick start, right? What's your prediction on it?
I don't know. I don't know. I think. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry.
You good. So Mike, I mean, this is kind of crazy in my opinion in regards to.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, so I think I don't know what's going to happen. The question is can a 58 does age affect punch resistance?
Okay.
Right? That's the question. Because Mike Tyson, I think, is still faster.
Okay.
I think Mike Tyson hits harder.
Okay.
Still. He's also a bigger guy, although Jake just juiced up. You know what I'm saying? He juiced up, so now he's about the same weight as Mike, but he's a bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the only problem would be if Mike's age has impeded his ability to take a punch. Because he also, let's not forget, has one of the best chins in boxing history, Mike. Like all the losses he had, Mike was never hit with one shot and went down ever. It was sustained, vicious beatings by dudes who were like 200, 240, whatever, 230 pounds, over and over again, hitting him with bombs before Mike would go down.
Yeah.
So if he can't take a punch, then he's in trouble. If his age has done something, it eroded his punch resistance.
So there definitely is a concern from the Jake Paul side of it, in my opinion, the fact that there is 14-ounce gloves, right? Or do you think that's more so on Mike Tyson's end?
What do you mean concern?
So the fact, let's break down the rules. 8 2-minute rounds, right? That's more so for me for Mike Tyson because he's at 58 years old. I think that rule is implemented for that. Now the 14-ounce gloves, clearly more padding on the glove. Wouldn't that be more so concerning for Jake Paul? That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean concerning for him?
So
Why would that?
He would want the bigger gloves because Mike Tyson hits a lot harder.
Well,
like break down the rules. What do you feel about it? What
this is a thing that I kind of have a different outlook on. Bigger gloves aren't better. Bigger gloves are actually worse. Bigger gloves are heavier. So it's like simple kind of physics. Something that's heavier, an object colliding into another object that's heavier is going to cause more damage, have more energy than an object colliding into another object that's lighter. So It's heavier. I've been in there. I've sparred. I've fought pro. I've been in there with different gloves. The bigger gloves actually are more thumping. It's like doosh.
Really?
Smaller gloves are more like rocks. They're more stinging. But the bigger gloves are like goof, like getting hit with a cinder block, while the other one is getting hit with a brick.
Okay, so why have the different size gloves? What exactly is the purpose of them?
Well, bigger
Theoretically.
gloves help you in terms of they cover in terms of defense. So they're going to cover more areas on your face when you block yourself. Smaller gloves like this, a bigger glove would kind of cover more like this. So
Okay.
it's covering more of the circumference of your face. It's more
Okay.
padding for defensively. But
Okay.
offensively, getting hit with a sparring glove, and a lot of people disagree with me with this, and whatever. But I've been in there. I know what I felt. A bigger glove, and it is just simple science. Something heavier. If I throw a cinder block on you, that's going to hurt more than if I throw a brick on you, isn't it?
I would assume so. Yeah.
It would also cause more blunt force trauma, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's good. It's better for defense, though, a little bit.
So it's better for Jake or him to protect themselves in a sense.
It's better. It'll give him a little bigger glove to protect himself from Mike's punches, but it's going to make Mike's punches hit a little harder. So it kind of evens out.
So I mean, there's 2-minute rounds. It should be a little bit easier on Mike's age. Do you feel like Jake can actually hurt Mike?
No.
So you don't think
Not
hurt him?
old Mike, not the Mike that we've seen, but again, 58 years old Mike, I don't know.
I was seeing an interview, I think it was with Roy Jones, when he was speaking about when he fought Mike Tyson, and he said he still hits pretty hard, right? He kind of I didn't watch the whole thing, but he kind of alluded to that. I mean, I'm indifferent about the fight, right? I want to see that old Tyson, the Tyson that just lays people out, right? And it would be dope to see that. And I think most of the world wants to see Mike Tyson knock him out, right? What are the chances? Do you believe at this age of 58? When did you retire from boxing, and why did you retire?
I was very on and off, but when I stopped, 30. When I stopped, I sparred up until like probably 35, 30.
Okay, so you said you were on and off. How difficult was it to go from on to off? Because the reason I bring it up is because Mike clearly hasn't been on it. Jake has. Jake has been.
Oh no, it's not. I don't believe in ring rust in terms of once you're at a certain level in boxing, it's that old cliche. It's like riding a bike. If anything, being inactive, once you're at the experience level that Mike's at, I'm saying, not a beginner. A beginner needs to keep learning. But once you're at Mike's status, all not fighting is doing is resting your body, not compiling mileage for neurological damage. It's just resting you. That's all it's doing. I don't think it's a bad thing, especially if you're in the gym at all. If you're in the gym at all, you're still keeping the tools sharpish. Well, if you're sparring a little or if you're hitting, there's one thing between not picking up a boxing glove at all, not picking up or lacing, and not having pro fights. A lot of guys don't have pro fights. Keith Thurman's a good example. They're like, oh, he's so inactive, it's going to kill him. He's been in the gym on and off this whole time. He's been sparring. He's been preparing. It's not like he hasn't done it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's different under the lights a little bit, but no, I don't think it's gonna. No, he's been doing this since he was. How old was Mike when he started? 11.
Yeah, something like that. So you don't. I mean, at the age of, you think he's been in the gym? You think he's been training and stuff like that? I know he ballooned up to like 3 something, lost the weight. He does a lot of touring, does the podcast, does a lot of smoking.
On and off, yeah.
I mean, you don't think that's going to affect his body though? I mean, he smokes like a savage. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched his podcast, but you don't think all of that accumulated to being a 58-year-old man is going to affect him in that fight?
No. 58 maybe, but not that other stuff, no. The body is very, very magical in terms of recuperating and and so is the mind. And like I said, the second you get in that environment, that switch goes on, and you forgot nothing. You don't forget it.
I'll tell you
It's
this.
literally like riding a bike. You don't forget. You might
He
get on that bike, and for the first few times, you're a little like, well, I haven't done this in a while. Feels weird. But then instantly, you're like, oh, okay, no problem. And you're riding.
he looks a lot better shape than when he fought Roy Jones. He looks a lot leaner. He looks a lot stronger. He almost seems as he's taking this a lot more serious. Like I've seen the thing with him and Shannon Briggs. I've seen the workouts with tuned in. He really seems like he came out and said that he's trying to knock him out. At first, I thought it was just a ploy. At first, I thought it was just whatever. But do you feel like it's almost if he's like he feels disrespected because this guy isn't necessarily, he didn't go through what Mike Tyson went through in order to get where he's at? Do you feel like Mike is maybe doing this for the sport? What do you think Mike is his mindset in regards to how he feels about Jake Paul?
I think he likes Jake Paul. I don't think he has any problems with him. I think Mike wants to get that feeling again, get in the lights, do the sport he loved, and also probably more than anything, make money. Mike's always been notorious for money, having money issues, and this is for money, really, and also a little bit of the old glory.
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, man. I grew up watching him. I want Mike to win. I kind of am leaning towards Jake Paul beating him, to be honest with you, just because of the age and the fact that he's been in the ring.
It can't hurt him, though.
Know, man.
Like, the 2 minutes is going to be, I think, a bad thing for Mike. I don't think it's in his favor.
Really? I thought that would be in his favor because he'd have
the only way Jake Paul wins is if he can maybe outbox Mike, which I don't see happening either. He couldn't outbox Tommy Fury. You think he's going to outbox Tyson?
That's a good point, Marco. That is a good point. I'm just, it's the 58 years old, man. Like,
it's all about how you look. Hopkins was at 45. George Foreman at 45 were at the top of the championship professional elite level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's all now. Usually that's not the case. True, but
45 and 58.
I don't see Tyson losing to this guy. I don't see him losing to this guy at all. Unless we have a Holyfield thing against Belfort where he just gets old instantly.
Yeah. So do you think, let's just say Jake Paul wins his fight. He wins, let's say he wins by knockout. Do you think he gains the respect of fans or or does he get attacked for it?
This is a lose-lose for Jake.
Really?
If he loses, no. You know what? If he loses, I don't think it'll affect him that badly.
Because they'll say it's Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson. Especially if Mike looks good. If Mike is out there and he's like, and all old and shit and decrepit, then people will be like, but if Mike Tyson looks the way he's been looking in those videos, explosive,
he was insane.
No. But if he wins, he's going to make a lot of people very disgusted in him. Mike out.
I mean, Mike is an icon. Like, we love him. Like, I mean, if you're from Brooklyn, he'd run for mayor and he'd win. Like, we absolutely love Mike Tyson. So to me, I don't want to see Mike hurt in there. So I'm with you. I think if he does defeat him in that type of fashion, I think he'll receive a lot of criticism, especially from the sport. I think they'll say he's disrespectful. I think I mean, man, it's a tough fight for me, man. So you got Mike winning though.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. If I had to choose, yeah, I think I'm going to lean towards Mike. Yeah.
Okay.
But by no means am I like super confident, because he's old.
Yeah, I mean, either. I'm kind of like, my heart wants Mike to win. That's how I feel. You know what I mean?